You've got questions about technical sales or industrial marketing, and I'm here to answer them.
I had to switch up the flow, show you the way that it go. God is good, but his life is hard. But it gets better when you grind it smart. I'm just really trying to leave a mark. We tired of being who they say we are. That's the baton, we gon' take it far. Always been real, we don't fake it all. Tired of 9 to 5, just make enough to survive. Only living on the weekends. You really thinking that's why I'm alive?
I saw that you guys at MFG Tribe offer sales as a service. How does that work if my company doesn't already have a sales team in place?
So we do offer sales as a service. So if you don't currently have a sales team, that's kind of part of the purpose behind it. So let's say there's a lot of different situations, but let's say you have somebody that can close deals or have the conversations with your potential customer, but you don't have a sales force to generate that activity, generate that interest. You can sign up for that program where we do the heavy lifting, we do the list building, the cold calling, all that stuff, and bring in every single week opportunities for you guys to have conversations. It's kind of like appointment setting, a little bit higher level because we do have the technical knowledge. So if you don't have a sales team at all, but you do have somebody that can talk to the people, that is an option that's under our accelerator program. If you're like, I don't have a sales team, I'm not going to have a sales team, I just want you guys to bring in opportunities, close deals, all that stuff. That's our partner level. That's where we are your turnkey sales team, that everything is done in-house here in Austin. We work out a deal with you guys. We sell, we do the conversations, build out the RFQs, close the deals, get the commission, all that stuff on it. Or even if you do have an existing sales team where it's a couple people, we have an option for that as well, where we're just managing, training, setting everything up. So that's at the lower level. We've really got it priced to be able to handle all the different areas of the sales team that you have. But yeah, you can go over that, check out the website, mfgtribe.com, and go under sales services and check out our different programs.
When you're building data lists for new leads, what is the best criteria to use?
The best criteria would be starting with your existing customers. So you currently have existing customers. I would want to try and reverse engineer that profile. So look at what's the common denominators with these people. Maybe it's an industry they're in, company size, employee headcount, revenue that they currently generate, geographic location, and then I want to do a search based on that to find all their competitors, company of similar sizes, people that are within that industry. That's really a good starting point. Let's say you have 100 companies and you look at it and say, these 10, these 15 are our ideal customers. We want to start there and reverse engineer that profile to then find other companies that are similar. That's really the starting off point. From there, you can figure out where do you guys have the most success and adjust criteria slightly. Maybe it's reducing the amount of headcount at a company to maybe you're used to dealing with companies with over 5,000, over 10,000 employees, but you say, hey, you know what, let's check out the medium-sized companies, the companies that are 5 to 10,000 employees, and let's look at what comes back on that. That's really a good way to be able to go after, like I say in Technical Sales University, don't just go after whale hunting and the massive companies. You want to go after the medium-sized businesses and the small ones because you want your pipeline full of all the different types of opportunities you can have, because all of them have different timelines to close. Sometimes these smaller deals, smaller companies can turn into big deals. Sometimes you can close them quicker. So you really want to cover the full spectrum and not just say, I only work with Fortune 100 companies, because that could significantly hinder your pipeline and opportunities that are coming through if you filter down that specific. But that's where I would start and say, let's start with what do you have that currently works? Who are the companies that you like dealing with? And again, it's just kind of a guess, right? If you deal with Caterpillar on, let's say, their earth moving equipment, or you deal with John Deere on their ag stuff, and it's a good relationship and you offer good services for them, could you in theory also work with their competitors and have a high likelihood that they have a need? Yes, in theory, but it is still theory. So you should build it out starting from that point and then start to market to them, sell to them, and see what kind of shakes out from there.
When you're building out a workflow, how do you prioritize where to start?
The starting point, let's say you have a brand new system, the starting point should be with your cold contacts. So really there's a few systems that you want to put in place first. First, going after cold contacts, then building out a nurture campaign, and then building out an existing customer campaign. Those three I would start at the exact same time as far as the creation. Now, how you pull people in, what is their category, what should they go into first, and when should those literally start? In theory, if the workflow is built in a system like HubSpot, you can start them all at the same time because they're going after different people. But the cold contacts, in industrial and in technical sales, it's a long life cycle. So you want to get in front of them as early and as fast as possible. So if you've got a list of, let's say you've used the list building and you've built a list of 1,000 people and they're cold contacts, I want to get them into that cold contact workflow as soon as possible to get that going. Then I want to look at people that once that workflow is completed, people that didn't engage, put them into a nurture campaign. I want to look at all existing customers, see if are they the lowest hanging fruit to a new deal or an upsell or something like that, and take all of your existing customers and put them into a workflow. But you can start all those workflows at the same time. It doesn't even take long to build out those workflows as long as you have somebody that's skilled and dedicated to it. You can build out those all three of those workflows within the first week, populate them, and then week 2, kick them off and start them going, unless you have an insane amount of contacts in your current database that you have to filter through, look at scoring, look at different lead statuses or life cycles. Then it could take you a week or a month, depending on the size of your database, to be able to go through all of that. But in theory, you should be able to pound that out within 1 to, let's say, 2 weeks, as long as your current contacts isn't too large, and start hitting those people right away. So without further ado, we will close out today's Monday show. Let everybody get back to what it is that you're doing. If you only caught the last end of this show, everything is stored on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, turn on notifications. All of our lives are there. YouTube shorts, short videos, everything that we talk about is posted onto YouTube and lives there. We also have a podcast on all the major podcast platforms, Technical Sales and Marketing with me. All of our episodes are then put on a podcast in case you want to listen to them. Again, we go live Mondays and Wednesdays. This Wednesday show will be about some topic that we will think about over the next day. We'll be again live at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will see you on the next one.